I'm going to continue reading. Um, but I am seeing an awful lot that the economy is really, really going to crash real fast. And when that happens, we got to know what to do. So that's why I'm trying to get this book read as fast as possible and get as many people reading it, because you're not going to have the internet. When everything collapses, there is no food, there is no hydro. You may have a computer, you may have internet, but if you can't plug your computer in and you can't access the internet because they've all gone out of business, I mean, everything collapses. It's just not going to be the thing you think it's going to stop working. It's going to be everything. So you got to kind of know how to react to it, which is why this is a tool that claims to solve every problem known to the human experience. You're going to get pissed off. You're going to receive information with a wave, which will be your emotion, and your emotions will guide you. You will hear information, and that information will guide you. But you need all three of these and know how to work it. The holodynamics, the wave and particle. If you know how to understand and use all of these ways you receive information and you put information out that way, then we have a chance to make a major shift. We don't have much time, but we are involved in change. So there's a reason why this guy came up with this concept. We need it. Humanity needs it. Reason why I'm reading it. Reason why you are reading or listening to it. It's because we need it. So I'll continue reading. Okay. At the same time, truth has a wave function. Within the lower right quadrant, I think I've probably read this, of the mind model, at all 6 levels of development, truth manifests as subjective truth. At level 1, truth is aligned with the patterning of gross-grain filters or screens that give unique emotional form to each individual's perception and information processing, and thus creating their unique view of reality. Truth is a gut-level sensation. Gross-grain filters. They are like on your eyes. They are. It is a real thing. It is sort of an aspect of part of being a receiver and a transmitter is to perceive and receive something. It goes through gross-grain filters first, and they will influence you. At level 2, personal internal introspection emerges as personality traits, individual character, and self-expression. All of these hold a special personal sense of truth. At level 3, intimate correspondence manifests and correlate. Coherence becomes common values, beliefs, family, characteristics. At level 4, cultural fit and structural function emerge as common purpose, common goals, objectives, values, and common action. Teams form. Companies organize. Groups formalize their relationships, and governments rule by common consent. At level 5, truth becomes knowing, being, and integrity. At level 6, it becomes attunement, extension, and oneness. These are wave perceptions of truth. Now, in there, it sort of describes how things get created, that we need this change, and in this change, this is how you're going to receive information, this is how you're going to process it, and this is how you're going to, create your groups, create your government, and this is what needs to happen in the future. But you've got to understand, that's what happened in our past. The same patterns are repeating. That government right now is representing us exactly the way we want to be represented. You want things cheap. Like, let's look at the global population, and what does the global population want? Well, we want a lot of money for the work we do. We want jobs. and we want that paycheck, and we want to buy things cheap. So what's the government going to do? Because that's what everybody more is complaining about. You're complaining about you don't have a job, or you don't have enough money, or stuff is too expensive. So government's going to pay attention to what we complain about most. As we all lose our jobs, as we all lose our stuff, what are we complaining about? We want more stuff. We want more jobs. We want higher pay so that we can get more stuff and we can pay our rent and pay for our food. We are not healthy, so we want more health. So what does government do? They're going to respond. Okay, the corporate world needs this in order to create this many jobs. Now, government isn't really controlling all of these corporations that are going on. The corporation is looking for its pay because it wants to make a lot of money so it can buy a lot of stuff. So there's many different levels of getting us what we want. In order for you to get a job, you got to work for a corporation. The corporation has to get the government to agree to whatever they want to do so that you can get everything that you want. Nobody's saying, that this is criminal, because you're all acting criminal. We don't like the end result, but until the end result, until the victim numbers over it's more than the majority, then do we see a change. But right now, the majority still wants money and still wants stuff. So all problems are going to be you don't have all of these things. So all solutions will be in how to get all of that stuff. But we need to look at the causes of everything. At the end of the day, you need food. You need your basic needs, but it also should be equal. Slavery is something that we've never liked, but we don't know how to break out of that system, how to break out of that pattern. We can change it around, that we think we got rid of slavery, but we never really did. We just made slavery look a little bit better, because that's the deal, is make them not know enough information. So change happens when we at the bottom decide we want something different. When you're not complaining about your stuff, when you're not complaining about your job and you want more, when you're actually verbalizing more of what it is you do want. You want happiness. You want to have all of your needs met. Keep it in general terms like that, and watch systematically everything will change. You want healthy food. That will get rid of these corporate companies that are trying to control your food. There's so many different dynamics that we need to change, but we need to see that we need the changes in ourselves. Family has to start being important, which is why family to me is so important. It starts with your family unit, then your friends, then your community, then your town, then your province, then your country, then our globe. It all starts from the bottom and works its way up, and then we see magical change happen. Both the particle and wave dynamics are evident then at each level of development, but the game in the brain is played mainly on the plane. The linear, and I don't know if anybody else has heard that term, but I have lots of times, and I've just found it odd that I'm reading it in his book. Linear and wave aspects are integrated as holodynamic consciousness manifests all stages of development. Particle and wave dynamics become combined and enhanced within the holodynamic view. People become present, and reality becomes more comprehensive and dynamic. Truth for those who are present at level 1 from a holodynamic view is dynamic, multidimensional, and is indefinable in absolute terms. It is a reflection of an interactive universe that is constantly responding to individual and collective choices. We live in a reality that is conscious. At level 2, personal truths are chosen because we want the experience. Life experience, including the way the world of reality is experienced, is interactive with each person. We are causal in creating reality. Would the tree in the forest grow and fall if there was no one to see it? Yes, trees will grow and fall because they choose to do so. All life exists because of choice. Besides, it is impossible for everyone not to see the tree grow and fall. In a holodynamic universe, everything has been agreed upon, and everyone at a holodynamic level is aware of everything. That's why everything is. I don't know if you can make sense of that, but go back and listen to that one again. When I was 5, I was asking the question, why do we all see the sky as being blue? And there's a lot of scientific reasoning for it, but at 5 years old, I was trying to understand, but why is the globe in agreement that it's blue and not green? Why does it have to be blue? And it is more that we've all agreed to everything that's here, and when we change what we agree on, we change everything. That's why nothing's going to collapse unless we want it to collapse. That's where I'm like, when I found out how wrong the world is, it's like, okay, the world is falling apart. The world needs to fall apart. I want it to fall apart. So anybody that's dealing with challenges, trust me, in their inner voice, they want things to collapse.